What's up, ninjas? Welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I heal, only putting out content kind of sporadically. I appreciate your understanding and your willingness to stick around with me as I heal. As you can see, I'm doing a lot better, which is great. Haven't been to the gym in a month, and I've been doing physio twice a week, so I am definitely on the path to healing. Not quite there yet, but I'm going to do what I can here today. So today's flow is going to be pretty basic. You can use some props like me if you like. I'm going to be using a couple of blocks and a blanket just to help support my knee. This is going to be a very knee-friendly yoga flow and a very beginner level flow that you can do. So let's just get into it, shall we? So we're going to begin in our mountain pose, really grounding in through the feet here, pulling the spine nice and tall, rolling the shoulders up and down away from our ears. And we are just going to begin with one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And if you want, you can close your eyes with me. And we're just going to bring our mind to our breath. No need to change anything, just observe it, following the air in through the nose, out through the mouth. And take a second to set an intention for your flow today. This is just going to be a nice, quick, basic flow to get the body moving. Give ourselves a little self-care, a little movement. And when you are ready, blink your eyes open, bring your hands down beside your hips. I'm actually going to turn towards the short part of my mat, and you can as well. And when you are ready, inhale your hands to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. We're just going to hang out here for a second. I'm actually going to use my blocks, just bringing them underneath my hands to give me a little extra support. Straightening my right leg is still a bit tough for me, but that is what I am working on most in my physio, so I can get that mobility back. But you can get whatever motion you need in this forward fold, whether that be swaying side to side. Maybe you want to tuck your arms into your elbows and just let your top half hang. If you have any tension in your neck, you can nod your head yes, just nice gentle movements, or shake your head no. And then relax that neck, keeping your gaze on the knees. Also keep a nice generous bend in the knees if you need. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. And then from here, we're just going to roll all the way up, nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Rolling the shoulders up and down away from the ears at the top. Inhale your hands to the sky, and exhale, sit into a chair pose. So from here, you can have your arms extended if you want. If not, just keep them at heart center. And your weight should be in your heels. You should be able to lift your toes and wiggle them. And if you have trouble with your balance in this pose, feel free to give yourself a lot of space in between your feet. That's going to help you. Sinking into that nice little squat. Tuck that tailbone underneath. Engage the core. From here, you can bring your hands to heart center if they aren't already. Sink a little bit lower, then take that left elbow, tuck it outside of that right knee for a nice little chair twist. Take your gaze up over that right shoulder. Beautiful. One more breath in this pose. And release. Okay, from here, keep those knees bent. I'm going to take one of my blocks, but you have the option to just bring your fingertips to the mat in front of your foot. And then we're gonna move into our half moon pose from here. So putting the weight into that right leg. And I'm not going to be able to do this to the full extent because I don't have the strength in that leg yet, but I'm going to try. So from here, left hand on the left hip, lift the left leg, parallel to the mat or as high as you can, and then turn that hip so that your hips are stacked and facing the wide part of your mat. From here, you have the option to keep your hand exactly where it is or stack your shoulders as well by extending that left arm to the sky. My balance is shaky. Really engage that core, find something to focus on. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet back together. If you have the block, just set it aside. Meet in a forward fold. Nice work, guys. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Pause for breath. Shift forward, lower yourselves all the way to the belly. I'm just gonna shift back a little bit here. And then from here, actually, I'm just giving myself a little assist here. Okay. Coming all the way onto the belly. And from here, we're gonna do some cobra rolls. So coming onto the fingertips with the hands underneath the shoulders, gaze on the mat. Now, we're gonna do this nice and slow, really articulating our spine. So starting with that pelvis, tuck it underneath. So you're really trying to pull your hips flat to the mat. Then really slowly, starting with that lower spine, and then lifting the chest and belly off the mat. And we're not fully straightening our arm. You heard this crack, so that was my arms. We're not fully straightening in this pose. We're just keeping a bend in the arms and then allowing the head to come up last. And then really slowly lower the belly, lower the chest, let your head come down last, and repeat that process. Tuck the tailbone. Lift one vertebrae at a time, let that head come up last. And reverse that process. Lower the belly, lower the chest, lower the head. Couple more. Also bring your mind to that breath. Inhaling as you're lifting. Exhaling as you lower. One more time. And lower. Come flat onto the palms of your hands and press yourself into a child's pose. I am just going to go into a really gentle puppy pose here. Like that. And in this child's pose, take whatever movement you need. Maybe you want to rock side to side, dropping one elbow at a time. Maybe you want to roll your forehead from side to side. Or maybe you just want to really focus on sinking into those hips. Just bring your mind back to your breath. If you feel it wandering outside of today's flow, just bring it back to how your body feels and following that air in and out of your lungs. And really slowly pressing up, plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips to the sky for downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet, maybe rock up onto your tiptoes. Just make sure that head is relaxed in between your biceps. And if you need a nice generous bend in the knees to protect those joints, and also change the focus of this stretch to the spine instead of the hamstrings, if just pressing your heels into the mat is too much sensation for you. 3 deep breaths in this pose. And on your next exhale, hop, step, or float to come back to the top of your mat. Meet in that forward fold. Let yourself hang, swing side to side. Maybe you want to bend and straighten one leg at a time. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. And then really slowly rolling up into our mountain pose, letting that head come up last. Rolling the shoulders up, down, away from the ears at the top. Inhale the hands to the sky, interlock your thumbs so you make this W shape. And as you exhale, pull yourself over to the right. Pause for breath here. Nice side body stretch, opening up the rib cage, the oblique on that left side. And come back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull yourself to the left. And come back to center. Release those thumbs. Sink into your chair pose. Tuck that tailbone underneath. Squeeze the core. Really trying to pull the belly button to the spine. Oh, I'm going to bring my hands to heart center. Man, let me tell you, when I get back to training, my cardio is going to be horrible. It's going to be a rough go. All right, sinking a little deeper, taking the right elbow, tucking it outside of the left knee, gaze up over that left shoulder. Nice little chair twist. One more breath in this twist. And on your exhale, release the twist, grab the block if you need it, or just bring your fingertips to the mat. Pausing for a breath to brace ourselves. And then putting our weight into that left foot this time, extending that right leg, turning the hips so that they're stacking the hips, opening it up to the other side of the room. And then option to keep your hand on the hip or stack the shoulders by extending the right arm to the sky. Oh boy. Half moon pose. Keep your gaze in front of you. I'm like looking towards the wall over here to help me with my balance. Three, 2, 1. Bring your feet back together and release into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now we're going to add a little twist into this forward fold. Placing the right hand in the center, maybe on your block like I am. Bending the right leg, straightening the left, taking a deep breath in, and then exhale that left hand to the sky. Take your gaze up over that shoulder. And release. Come back to center. This time you're going to bend the left leg, straighten the right, left hand at center. Deep breath in. Exhale, extend the right arm to the sky. Gaze up over to the ceiling. Beautiful. Release that twist. Come back to center. Plant the hands. Step back into plank. Pause for breath. Shift yourself forward and lower yourself really slowly all the way to the belly. We're going to do that cobra flow one more time. So coming onto your fingertips with your hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the tailbone. Lift your spine nice and slow. Let the head come up last. And then exhale, lower your belly, lower your chest, and finally lower your head. And come all the way onto your belly. Bring your arms out to a T. I'm just gonna set my cane aside. Bring your right cheek to the mat. That is your face cheek, not your butt cheek. And then from here, we are going to take our left foot, pick it up, and drop our toes all the way over top of our right leg to bring them towards the mat. Now, if you have trouble reaching it, grab onto your block and place it underneath your foot on the other side here, on my left side. Now, if this is too intense for you, even with a block, just bring your knees together, pull them up to your chest, and focus on using your left hand to press into that right shoulder for a nice shoulder stretch. Okay? I know some people who do this pose, it's a little too intense on the lower back, and that's okay. There are always adjustments that we can make. And release that twist, coming back onto the belly, coming onto your left face cheek, sending those arms out to a T, picking up the right leg, turning it over top of the right leg, bringing the toes to the mat, or onto a block, or again, stack those knees by pulling them up to your chest. Beautiful. And release that twist, coming back onto the belly. And our last pose, press into the hands. Bring the knees nice and wide, melting into your child's pose. I'm going to go into the puppy pose because that's as much as I can bend my knees. And bring your mind to your breath. And how does your body feel? Did you release any tension during this flow? Is your heart rate maybe up a little bit more? Do you just feel nicer than you did before you started? And one more breath in this child's pose. And we're gonna roll ourselves up and come into a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. I'm just gonna come into a staff pose here. So we're just gonna seal this practice with 3 deep breaths, the deepest breaths that you've taken all day. So all together, inhale the hands to the sky, nice deep breath in, exhale, release your hands back down to your side. Again, inhale and exhale. Last deep breath, inhale and exhale. Amazing work today, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you are not subscribed, what are you doing? I would love to have you in my little dojo. So just sign up. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I guess, at dojocat713. If you want to join my Patreon for some longer classes, my classes on Patreon range from like 45 minutes to, well, so far like 55 minutes, I think. I've got like, I think 3 months up there. It's fairly new. And you signing up for my Patreon just helps me keep doing what I'm doing. And I appreciate it so much. And then eventually, when I am able to, those videos will go into my YouTube membership. And yeah, that is it for today. Oh, if you want to come into a live studio class with me, if you're in the Saskatoon area, all that information is on my Instagram page under the Book Me button. So I'd love to see you. And that is it. Go drink some water and be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have an amazing day. I'll see you guys next time. Os.